What's going on, everybody? What's up? This your boy back at it again with another episode for the Sports Juice Network. Here in today's video, we're talking about Odell Beckham Jr, baby, OBJ. You know, the guy who's famously known for catching a one-handed touchdown pass in the loss to the Dallas Cowboys when he was officially on the New York Giants' roster. We're going to talk about what is going on out there in Cleveland and why him and Baker aren't getting along, why him and Kevin Stefanski aren't getting along. We're just going to jump into it. We're going to dive into it. So stay tuned for this episode. You understand?
Everything sports related. Breaking news, fantasy advice, score updates, weekly thoughts, and more. This is the Sports Juice Network.
Alright, like I was saying, we're talking about Odell Beckham Jr, baby. If you don't know, he's a 29-year-old receiver, was a receiver for the Cleveland Browns before this past Friday when he was released by the team upon request. He was born and raised in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. You'd think he would be a Who Dat fan, but he's not. But it's all good. It's all good. You know, even though my Saints lost. Dad is a former running back for LSU, and his dad's roommate at the time was Shaquille O'Neal, making him the godson of Shaquille O'Neal. Odell Beckham was drafted in 2014 by the New York Giants. When he got drafted, everybody knew he was a fast guy. He's been making one-handed catches since he was in college. It was really not a big deal until he got into the NFL and started displaying that route running ability and that catching ability. Before playing this last season with the New York Giants, he signed a 5-year, $95 million contract with $41 million guaranteed and up to $65 million guaranteed in incentives. That is a lot of money for a receiver, baby. So right now, Odell Beckham, to say he's not on the team, he is doing okay. He was traded to the Cleveland Browns back in 2019, and from there, everything just went downhill. I mean, injuries occurred. Baker wasn't throwing him the football. You know, he always had a big personality. He's not afraid to talk. A lot of things just started going wrong once he got on that Cleveland Brown roster. Now, from a fantasy perspective, yes, Odell Beckham gets traded to the Cleveland Browns. Everybody is going crazy. Like, oh my God, they have Jarvis Landry. They have Odell Beckham. Everything is about to be smack diddly on point. That was not the case. Let's just go ahead and talk about it, okay? In the 3 years he was there, he only played 29 games. He had 114 catches for 1,500 yards with 7 touchdowns. Now, looking at those numbers, they're not really eye-popping numbers, but some will think, oh, yeah, that's pretty good. No, it's not, okay? Let's just say this alone in 2015 for the New York Giants. He played in 15 games. Remember, it's only a 16-game season, so he missed 1 game. He recorded 96 catches for over 1,400 yards and 13 touchdowns. That is 1 season. 3 seasons, he only had 7 touchdowns. I mean, I understand you got head coach to head coach, you know, but I'm not. You got Freddie Kitchens, and now you got Kevin Stefanski. They were both offensive guys. I'm not sure what's going on, all right? Baker is a quarterback capable of making any type of throw. Again, I'm not sure what's going on. Like I said, he was released this past Friday by the Cleveland Browns after growing frustrations began to occur. His dad recently took to social media, you know, Odell Beckham Sr. took to social media showing a 14-minute video of Baker Mayfield and Odell Beckham on the same field, and Baker literally looking his way but not throwing him the football. Literally, it would go ready, snap, boom, got it, looking back, oh look, OBJ is wide open, I'm gonna go hit Jarvis Landry in triple coverage. I don't know what's going on between them two, man. I really don't. I really don't. Let's go ahead and talk about it. I think it all has to do, not really, but I'm being kind of funny here, but there is a picture when the Browns played, when they played the Bucks, or it was the Bucks or the Patriots, I can't remember exactly, but I'll have to put that picture in here when I see it. But it was a picture of OBJ handing Tom Brady a pair of customized OBJ sneakers, and you can see Baker Mayfield in the background like, really? That's what we doing? What y'all talking about? Like, what's up? What's up? All right, what's up? What we doing? What we doing? So, nah, honestly, that's not the real reason. The real reason to me is I just think, I mean, I don't know. I've been looking at the numbers of Baker Mayfield. For some strange reason, he does play better when Odell Beckham's not in the game for some reason. Like, so those times he was actually injured, Baker Mayfield was going on a, you know, like a tram, man. He was hitting Jarvis Landry, he was hitting all those other receivers. He had the running backs in the background, and he was just doing a very good job. Now, this past Friday, he was I have somebody in the background right now. But this past Friday, he was released. After his agent and the Cleveland Browns were talking to each other, he was released this past Friday. Okay. Now, he has a very hefty contract. So right now, he's looking at whoever signs him, he's looking around $7.3 million right now as a cap hit. There's not a lot of teams in the NFL right now that can take that cap hit on. Now, I would love for him to go to the Saints, but that can't happen because the Saints ain't got no money. Here are the teams that can afford OBJ. We got the Eagles, we got the Jags, we got the Broncos, Seahawks, Panthers, Chargers, Steelers, Bengals, and a Washington Football Club. Now, out of those 9 teams, I think the most realistic possibility will probably be the Seahawks. And the reason why I say the Seahawks, you get a guy like Russell Wilson, who's at quarterback. You got DK Metcalf on the outside. You got Tyler Lockett in the slot. But if you bring Odell Beckham Jr. in, now you add another. Anyway, before I was rudely interrupted by somebody saying, you have Russell Wilson, you got DK Metcalf on the outside, you got Tyler Lockett who can line up in the slot, who can line up in the outside. And then you bring a guy in like OBJ. Now, OBJ can take the top end off the defense off. He's a fast guy. He's a speedy guy. He's not afraid to come across the middle. He's not necessarily a possession receiver, but he is a deep threat. Russell Wilson is known for throwing the deep ball. I mean, look at DK Metcalf. Just about 85% of his touchdown passes are coming from the deep ball. I like that one in particular. And then the next most realistic possibility I see in particular will probably be the Panthers. And the reason why I say the Panthers, I mean, name a receiver that they got that's like eye-popping numbers. Like, oh my gosh. I mean, you got DJ over there, but I mean, he's just one guy. He's small. He can do, not taking away from him, he's a good receiver, but I don't really know if OBJ would want to go to the Panthers. Now, he did do a recent interview where his agent was talking, and he did say he would like to go to a contender team. Most of the teams that are contenders right now cannot afford him. It's just that point blank simple. You can't afford him. I mean, unless he is willing to take a pay cut, or, well, actually, that's not even the case, because he's carrying a $7.25 million contract cap hit right now. Out of those 9 teams, I'm not overly sure who's going to sign him. Like, now, I said I would love to see him on the Saints. I mean, we got, you know, Jameis Winston went down. You got you got Trevor Siemian back there at quarterback, and the Saints don't have a legitimate #1 receiver because Michael Thomas is out for the year. Another team I can see possibly getting him, which is kind of weird, but they always make things happen, is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Don't be surprised if talks are happening between him and Bruce Arians. I mean, Tom Brady has set back and bought receiver in, receiver in, receiver in. Now, that will be a crowded receiver room with a different lot of personalities, because you got Antonio Brown, you got Mike Evans, and you got those other guys in and out on the outside. I don't know how personally that will work, but Tom Brady is known for sharing the love, sharing the football, throwing the football around, and making other guys get touchdowns. Okay, I say this all to say this, okay? Just from looking at the news, reading different articles, apparently Baker Mayfield doesn't have a problem with OBJ, but then again, it is politics. Who knows what goes on behind closed doors? I don't, you don't, we don't. Nobody knows. But he said, he was like, I wish nothing but the best for him. We usually talk all the time. Sorry things didn't work. You know, kind of like a little relationship that just got broken up. I believe Odell Beckham still has a lot of football in him. Yes, he was injured multiple times throughout his career with the New York Giants and the Cleveland Browns. He was injured. ACL, core injuries, hamstrings, everything from the 9 yards. Yes, that has happened. He's only 29 years old, and I think he still has a lot of football left in him. So whoever gets him is going to get a good receiver as long as they can tolerate his personality. He is very passionate. He loves the game of football. Understandable. Why would you play a game and you don't love it? I mean, yes, for the money, for the fame. You gotta be willing to play for free. I mean, that's just how it is. If you really truly have a passion for football, you've got to willing to play. You gotta be willing to play for free. So, with all that being said, this has been another episode. With all that being said, this has been another episode of the Sports Juice Network, where we talk about sports in my truck, and we have a good time. I told you I am officially back. We're going to get these videos out and rolling. This video will probably be out tomorrow, so stay tuned, which is Monday for you guys, Sunday for me. Yes, the football is on right now as we speak. We got the Chiefs and the Packers right now with Jordan Love trying to take Aaron Rodgers' spot. But like I said, again, this has been a good episode right here. Short little episode. Just get a little backstory of what's going on in the whole Cleveland Browns situation. Yeah, that's it. So thank you for tuning in. Yo!